Hi, very good day to all of you. My name is Amjad Majeed, and this channel is to share knowledge and experiences related to management systems and many more topics. So, subscribe to the channel to get on time notification, and I look forward to see your active participation. So, today we are going to discuss on the clause number 2 and clause number 3 of ISO 45001 2018 standard, that is Occupational Health and Safety Management System. So let's start with the clause number 2, that is the normative reference. Now in this section, ISO refers to those documents which are required to understand and implement this management system which we are going through at the moment, for example ISO 45001. Okay, so they are the indispensable in terms of understanding or implementing the requirements. So they can be the guidelines, they can be term and definitions, or it can be the standards or the specifications. So in ISO 45001, if you see the clause number 2, there is no reference given to any of such document. Okay, so that means this standard itself is so comprehensive and is having all those details which are required to understand and implement the system management system effectively. On the other side, you may see the Annex A under the after once basically the clause number 10 is ended in this, if you have the copy of ISO 45001 2018. So that Annex A is actually the guidance that how these requirements you can understand and how you can then you can decide that how you are going to demonstrate the compliance with that. Now clause number 3 is the term and definitions. There are 37 definitions provided by ISO in this section. Now the question is why these definitions are required. So just to make it simple for you, okay, just keep in mind that we all are having different experiences. We all are having the different exposures in our past. So the words which are used by the standard, we may have some other meaning or some other experience in that context. Just to avoid those kind of conflicts, what they have done is they have provided what they mean with those words which are used in the standard, so that there is no two meanings for the same word. On the other side, just keep in mind that each standard is having their own the jargons which they normally use. For example, in quality management system, if you see, the focus is what? The focus is the product, service, and the customer. In environmental management system, that is 14001, it talks about the soil, the air, and water. Any change to them become an environmental issue. Any negative impact on the product, service, or the customer, okay, it is going to be a issue of quality management system. Now they have used their the specific terms, specific the words and the meaning of those. The same is done by the ISO 45001, that is Occupational Health and Safety. Since here we talk about the people, employees who are working within or for the organization. So that is in simple way the explanation for the term and definition. So I have not selected all the definitions in this the presentation. I have selected few just to make an overview that how we have to approach or how we should approach it. So later on, in case if any of the definition or any of the understanding you want to have on any of those words which are used, you can always put your comment in this section, comment section, or question in the comment section. I'll respond that as soon as possible. So let's start with some of the definitions which I have taken. The first is the worker. Now the worker is every that person who is working for the organization or in the organization. Even the CEO, general manager, or any other person who is directly or indirectly involved will be considered as a worker working for the organization. That is the context. Okay, so that is a worker. Now the other is a participation. What is participation? Participation is all about engaging the stakeholders in decision making, their engagement, their involvement. Okay, the end user normally is the always a better person, to help us while we are developing or we are designing. Okay, they will give us the right, the input, which will be more practical, and it will help us to formulate system which is easy to use. It is that is practical and can be followed as well. That's the reason participation is very much important. Okay, so it is engagement or the involvement while we are making the decision. Now the consultation, they are very close to each other, consultation and participation. Now consultation is going and asking if someone is having some views or some opinion on something before we make a decision. This is just to ensure that nothing important is missed out. Okay, so we will be having the input from all the stakeholders or wherever we want to consult, and then based on that we'll do the analysis. We do we analyze the input, and then we'll make our decision. Okay, the top management. So top management is normally those guys who are on the top end, making the strategical decision and running the organization. So that is a top management. So they are the team player who also will be setting example, especially in the occupational health and safety. They are very much important. In any management system, it is important, but in occupational health and safety, it is most important. Okay, so while they make the decision or while they are the decision maker, so they must demonstrate that whatever the important is there for the occupational health and safety management system, they are reflecting it from their actions, not by their words. Okay, you remember we discussed about the walk the talk. Okay, so that is top management. Now hazard. What is hazard? So definition wise, it is anything which is having the potential to cause harm. Okay, so we will be having that discussion related in reference with the categories or the group of these hazards, and some other examples we will be discussing as well in the clause when it comes to the hazard identification risk assessment. But quickly here, just to make a point, uh, let's say if you are having the cable crossing the floor and it is posing the threat that someone can trip and get injured, isn't it? So that is a hazard. Overload plugs on, sometimes in the socket you keep on adding 1 2 3 4 without the evaluation whether this plug will hold that much load or no. All these are the type of hazards. Okay, so it is about anything that is posing threat and can convert into any unwanted situation anytime. Okay, so that is threat. Now risk. What is risk? Definition wise, it is a effect of uncertainty. But for as a common understanding, anyone, if even the illiterate person, if you discuss with him, okay, so you will find that that person is even using the term risk. Okay, so it is very common, and we understand that word at each and every stage or level. For example, if you cross a road, what you normally do? You see both sides of the road, isn't it? Traffic is from one side, but still you see on the both sides, because on somewhere on your back of mind is that someone may come from the opposite side as well. So what exactly you are doing at that point of time? Actually, regardless you are literate or illiterate, okay, so you are actually evaluating the risk at that point of time, and accordingly you set your speed to cross the road as well. You decide whether to cross or not to cross, isn't it? So that is the risk. It's a effect of uncertainty. Normally it is a combination and likelihood and severity. Likelihood, the chance of occurrence of something, and severity is that in case if that happens, the likelihood, the chance of occurrence which you are talking about, if it happens, how severe it will be. Okay, so that is in nutshell the quick and fast understanding on that. Now competence. Competence is actually the combination of knowledge, ability. We normally use the word KATE, knowledge, ability, or the attitude, and then education and experience. So competencies is required for each and every job, and same is applicable in occupational health and safety as well, and for the OHS professional as well. So anyone who is performing the job must be aware of the requirements, the methodology, behavioral aspect. The person should be able to understand, he or she, whoever is developing the system or implementing or monitoring the system, occupational health and safety. That person should be having that competence to understand the behavioral aspect, the psyche of the person, different cultures, how the things are happening in different cultures, whether they are going to have an impact on your workplace or no. Accordingly, you put your control and things. So competence is very much important in occupational health and safety. So management must be very particular on at the point of time while they are engaging or they are implementing or they are deciding to maintain the management system, that who should be the person looking after the things. Now it comes to the process. What is process? If you go with the definition, it is interrelated and interacting activities. So output to understand that on an easy way, output of one process or the department can be the input for the others. For example, I'll quickly give an example for the procurement process. Now, in case any of the project or the process or the production, wherever you are working, if you need any personal protective equipment, what you do? You raise your purchase request or you raise your request. Where it goes to the procurement department, and then they hunt this required supplier with those specifications which you have provided to them. And based on that, what they do is they raise the purchase order. Now, the requirement from your the process or the department was the output of your activity. It is input to the purchase department. Now, the purchase has run their process, and after that, what they have done is they have raised the PO. Now, the PO is output from the procurement. It will be input to stores. The stores will then chase the supply to get the supply as soon as possible as per the term and conditions. So this is called the interrelated or the interacting activities. Okay, so there is a output from one process and it is an input to the other, and the processing itself. So in short, so that is what the process is, and how this is how normally the interpretation we do in the management system. Then it comes to the outsource. What is outsource? Now, if you have to understand that clearly, this is about that particular work which you are supposed to deliver to the customer. Now, what you have done is you have engaged any subcontractor for that activity to do that particular work on your behalf, and then either they will transfer or deliver directly, or they will deliver to you and then you will deliver to the customer. So it can be, normally the outsourced process is there are certain, the situations where we are doing or running this process. Either one situation can be that you don't have the resources or the competence available, so you engage a competent team or the competent supplier to or subcontractor to perform that activity. Or it can be that you are overloaded and then you are going to engage someone who can share the load. But ultimately, keep in mind, whatever you do, you have agreed something with your customer, and delivery to the customer as per your agreement is your responsibility. Regardless how you are managing, the customer is requiring the delivery from your side. So you are supposed to manage your outsourced process. So in terms of occupational health and safety as well, whatever the requirements are, those will become your obligations. You have to make sure that even your subcontractor is following the same, or the outsourced process is complying with those requirements. So just keep in mind, though it is being done from outside, from somewhere else, but you have to make sure. Then the conformity and the non-conformity. This is normally we say the conformity is the fulfillment of the requirement. Non-conformity is non-fulfillment. Normally we raise NCR whenever there is a and the non-conformity is there, non-conforming process is there. Incident, that is from the workplace. In case if there is no incident but it could have happened, then we call it the near miss or the close call or the dangerous occurrence. And in case if there is an injury, normally we use the term for accident. But keep in mind, incident cover both near miss as well as the accident. Then corrective action. Do not confuse yourself with the corrective action, and the preventive action. There are terms used. Okay, so correction is immediate fix. Corrective action is based on your root cause analysis for the deviations. When the deviation happens, so there is a corrective action required. So based on the root cause analysis, you do the root cause analysis, you point out at where the failure was, and accordingly do the corrective action to avoid the reoccurrence. Corrective action is for the reoccurrence. And then preventive action is anything or any deviation which we expect that it may happen. Okay, so and we take action before it happens itself, before it occurs. Okay, so that is a preventive action. So very close difference in between corrective action and preventive action, but in terms of implementation, it's a big. Corrective action is in reference with the deviation, the action we are taking that it should not happen again. Preventive action is it is not happened yet, but it can happen in future. So based on that action we are taking, that it should not occur. Okay, so that is preventive action. Then continual improvement. Continual improvement is, you have to move on. PDCA cycle, you remember in one of the video I have gone through, the plan, do, check, act. That is actually the continual improvement cycle. Okay, so we'll be having this discussion in the clause number 10, there where we will be having detailed the discussion. But normally what happens is wherever you are today, so you have to improve day by day. That is called the continual improvement. Okay, so that is all. Thanks for listening, and hope this video will clarify your doubts on the some of the definitions which we have gone through. So in case if you are having still any of the clarification doubt on any of the used or explained the definitions, you can use it the comment section. Or in case if any of the other the definition from this standard while you are reading you got any doubt, still you can put your comment or clarification in the comment. I'll try to respond as soon as possible. Okay, so if you have not subscribed to the channel, then you can do it now to ensure that you are updated on each video whenever it is available or uploaded. Okay, so have a nice day, and see you in the next video. Bye for now.